Welcome in to RRBC's fifth annual Writers Conference and Book Expo. My name is Jaynes, and I hope to open up this meeting in a positive way to bring some inspiration to everyone. And I'm the newest member of the club. I just joined it yesterday, but I'm truly honored to have this opportunity to speak to everyone. It's what I love to do. I love to try to help others make this world a better place. I think that's what we're all called to do. And what I want to talk about today is spreading more love and kindness in this ever-changing world. It is, to say that we are in unprecedented times is an understatement. Look at this whole conference is done virtually. Everything's being done virtually. We've lost so many things, and we're all having to adapt to a different way of living. And it's tough on us. It's tough on us individually. It's tough on us mentally. It's tough on people financially. So many people, everyone's been impacted by this. And I think as a result of that, it's caused more stress due to the increased level of fear. We have a lot of people that are not being as kind as they can be. And what our world needs more than anything, I think the true solution to all the problems in our world is going to be love and kindness and getting along. I'm recording this outside. I do my videos outside. I love being in nature. It helps me a lot mentally, and it reminds me of how we're supposed to be as human beings. We're supposed to cooperate. Nature cooperates. You hear the birds back here. They're not fighting at each other. They're not arguing about politics or, criticizing how the other looks. It's just us humans that get this way. And, we're truly deep down, everyone is the same. I've heard this a long time ago, and it's so true. We like to think of ourselves as human beings and our individualness and, oh, I'm this and I do this and me. But truly, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. And that's what we have to be aware of and understand. And life is about cooperation. That's why nature works the way that it does. And I think for us to make the most positive changes in this earth, for us to get through these challenging times, we're going to have to raise our own vibrations. We're going to have to learn to treat other people the way we want to be treated. And we're going to have to give out more love and kindness. So I want to talk about, how have we gotten so separate? One of which is ego. I always heard it stood for edging God out or earth guide only. But our ego is that part of us that needs to be right, that we will fight to the death. We will argue with someone. We will criticize someone who sees the world differently than us. And, we think that we are our ego, but we're more than that. The ego is an important part of our lives for us to operate and interact in society, but it's a lousy master. And a lot of us have allowed our egos to run our lives and effectively impact the lives of other people. Some of the ways that I just want to talk about, other ways that our separateness, we've just gotten so separate and so divided. And what are some of the reasons? One of which, television. I always heard it stood for telling lies to your vision. There's a lot of programming. There's a reason it's called programming. The news. There's so many things right now that keep us separate. We focus on how we're different. Gender, race, religion. We focus on how we're different. And all the while we miss how we are the same. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be prosperous. Everyone wants to be secure. Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to have purpose in their life and meaning and to enjoy life. That's what everyone wants deep down. And, we allow the news, we allow ourselves to focus on how we're different religiously, how we're different spiritually, how we're different in so many ways. It's our ego that keeps us separate. It's our ego that feels the need to defend ourselves, to protect ourselves. Oh, I'm right. No, this is the right way. I'm right, you're wrong. And we just don't have that in nature. And the more that we cling to that needing that righteousness, the more that it's holding us back, and it's holding back our world. And I truly believe, and I've learned more and more over time, that we get in our lives what we put out. I'll say that again. We get what we put out in life. And the more that if we're being divisive, if we're focusing on how we're different, if we catch ourselves being critical of other people and judging other people, we don't have time to love them. And our world really needs more and more love, more and more acceptance. Ram Dass was probably my greatest teacher. And he tells a story, and it's very relative to what I'm talking about. He talks about turning people into trees, not literally, but I'll go ahead and tell you what he's talking about. So I'm out here in nature. You know, you go out in the woods, you go outside, you don't judge trees. You don't say, oh, you're a horrible tree. Oh, you're a good tree. You are a horrible tree. What is wrong with you? Why are you bent? What is wrong with you? You know, we can be in nature and we can appreciate the different trees. Maybe one of them's growing crooked, but guess what? You can see like, ooh, it needed to get to the light. Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat that that's how that tree is? We don't judge trees. But boy, the moment that we get around people, the moment that we get around people and humans and our friends and family and coworkers, we throw all that out the window. What do? We're constantly, why are you saying this? Why are you this way? Well, you're wrong. We constantly are judging other people. And the more that we can learn to turn people into trees, the better our world's going to be. We get caught up in our way of life, but we have to understand that is based on our perception, our path, not anyone else's. What may be one thing to you is interpreted completely different by another person. And as long as we're trying to defend our way and you know, focus on how we're right, trying to prove someone else wrong, we miss that opportunity to connect with them on a different level. Look, we're all different in so many ways, but we can use our differences to learn from one another, to grow. We just have to be more open to it, to open our minds, to drop more and more of our ego and replace it with love. There's been a couple times recently that you know, on social media that I had someone, you know, contradicted something that I posted. And, you know, my first reaction was like, why are they doing that? And then I remembered this. I was like, okay, what can I learn from this individual? And in several instances, you know, if there's an opportunity for us to learn, we don't always have to agree with everyone. We don't have to like everyone, but we are called to do three things in life: love everybody, serve others, and tell the truth. Those are the three most important things that we can do and that we're called to do as human beings. And, you know, when I say love everyone, I mean give love to everyone. Some people are kind of intolerable. We get that. That's because we're different, but we're all on the same path of awakening. We're just at different paths, different stages on the path. And the more that we keep focusing on how we're different, the more that we're losing out, the more love that we lose. Another powerful thing is learning to let go of fear in these times. I think fear is driving a lot of our reactions to things. Mark Twain has a quote. It's not word for word, but it's something along the lines of, I've lived through some terrible things, some of which have actually happened. Isn't that true? Right now with the media and all the events going on, I'm not going to go into them specifically. I don't need to. There's so much fear, so much unknown. And, you know, it's powerful. And we allow our thoughts to run wild. That's our ego too. When we live and are so attached to our thoughts and we allow ourselves to just worry so much. And one of the things that's helped me the most get through that and learn to be more present, because life only happens right now. Life only happens right now. Think about that. Anything that's happened in your past, it didn't happen technically yesterday. It happened in another now moment. Anything that happens tomorrow, it's going to happen in another now moment. It's all a bunch of now moments. And we get caught up in the past. We hang on to mistakes that we've made, things we've done wrong, things we wish we could do differently. When we're focused on that, you're not being present. And with all the fear and all the things in the media and all the things that we could be afraid of right now, a lot of us are missing the present moment too, because we're focusing on things that aren't happening. Like the Mark Twain quote, I've lived through some terrible things, some of which actually happened. I don't know if you ever stopped to think about it, but it's pretty powerful. The great majority of our problems are not problems at all. It's our thoughts about problems, our worrying about things that might happen that aren't happening. And one of the ways that I've learned to better handle this and be more present is to ask myself, if I catch myself feeling fearful thoughts, um, being non-present and worrying about something that's not happening, that's the key, is awareness. Stop yourself and ask. One, is what I'm afraid of happening right now? If it's not happening right now, guess what? It's truly not real. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and we spend so much of our lives living and operating from fear. But if it's not happening right now, it's not real. If it already happened, unless you've got a time machine, what can you do about it? We have to learn to forgive ourselves, to realize that mistakes are part of growth, and that everything that happens in our life has happened for a reason. And to learn to accept that and be more at peace with that can really be powerful, changing to our lives. If it's already happened, you can't change it. And if it's not happening now, it's simply not real. So when I catch myself, and I'm as human as anyone, I have fear, I have unknowns, but I'm as human as anyone. When I catch myself doing that, one of the most powerful things that has helped me move past that is shifting from a place of fear to being aware. Ask myself if it's happening now. And if it is happening now, congratulations, because that's the only time you can ever do anything about something. But if it's not, I shift to gratitude. Gratitude is a way of living life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful things that has the most power to change our lives in an instant. We have to learn to be truly grateful for what we have. And that's more than just saying thank you. We're all taught to say thank you as a kid and be appreciative of people. Gratitude is a different thing altogether. One of the most important things about gratitude is physically writing it down. I was taught this by some of my greatest teachers. It kept coming up in books I was reading or speeches I was listening to. But they kept talking about the power of writing it down physically in your own handwriting. And I recommend it to everyone that I coach, and I think it's good for all of us to do. To wake up every morning, the first thing you need to do is write down 10 or so things you're grateful for. Start your day with gratitude, end your day with gratitude. In the middle of your day, make time for gratitude. Because the more that you focus on what you do have, the more that you will attract the things that you do want in life. It's powerful and it's true. We get so caught up in this destination world. Like, oh, when I have this, when I am this, when I have this much money, when I have this job, when I have this partner, then I'll be happy. It's not about that. It happens right now. Now is the only time that you're ever promised. Right now. And the more that you're present in that now, the more that you're grateful for what you do have in your life, the better your life is going to be in all ways. And I've been in some situations where I'm having a bad day or something bad happens. It's tough to do them because you don't really feel very thankful. You're upset, you're angry, you're hurt, you're bothered, you're off. But when you stop and you're able to physically write down things that you're thankful for, it can change your life like that. So get in that habit. Practice gratitude every day. And another thing that we can do to spread more love and kindness is to raise our level of vibration. It's very true. I know you've heard this, but it is. What we get, what we put out. Have you ever walked into a room and without anyone saying a word, you feel something is off in that room? I know you have. We all have done that. We all put out extra energy. And sometimes you walk into a room and it might be tense and no one said a word, but you know something's going on in here. So there's a scale called the Hawkins scale of consciousness. And I'm going to show you this the best I can. It is a little bit of a glare on this. But as you can see, these are our thoughts and our emotions over here on this side. And you can see that they correlate with suffering, getting by, flow, pure Tao, and ultimate consciousness. contracted versus expanded. But look at this and see how we, look where fear is, down at 100. So many people are living in fear right now. The more that we raise our level of vibration, look where love is up at 500. The more that we raise our level of vibration, the more that we positively impact our own world and the world of others around us. So what are some ways that we can individually raise our level of vibration? One of which I talked about is gratitude. Make that a daily practice. And the more that you write gratitude, the more you're going to start living gratitude. You're going to be more thankful for everything that you have, for people more. Thank you for what you've done. Oh, this is the best day ever. Wow, this is great. I am so blessed. I'm so thankful for this. And the more that you live that way, the more that you raise your level of vibration. Look, when you get up here and raise it, the higher up that you operate, the more good energy that you're putting out, the more love that you're putting out. You're naturally going to be more kind because you're focused on the good. Oh, a lot of this is just changing our focus. Another way we can raise our vibration: cut out the news, cut out TV as much as you can. What we allow into our realm is incredibly powerful. I quit watching the news years ago just because I realized it was making me frustrated and angry and sad and afraid. And I made that decision to walk away from it. And it's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And, some people, everyone has their own attachment to whatever level they need. And they may have a reason, oh, I can't turn out the news because I need to know this or that. That's okay. Just try to be more aware of it. What is it doing to you? So minimize that. Minimize news. Read more. For a writers and book club, that's a good one. I think we all know that. Read things that raise your level of vibration, things that inspire you, things that can help you, self-help, whatever it may be. So replace some of that media that might be negative or toxic with books. Be out in nature. You can do both outside. Be outside. Just tune out some of those more negative influences. Another thing that's very positive and powerful is mantras in two different ways. Like, I think I have prayer beads that I use, and I will do mantras and repeat things over and over. And the more that we repeat things, like I have a friend that he says every single day, he'll text me or call me and say, best day ever. That is his mantra. He repeats it. And let me tell you, he's had some amazing things happen in his life. And he's had some really challenging things. I talked to him one day that he had lost his dad, and his business had kind of gone under, and he lost a lot of money in the stock market when all this began. You know what he said? Still, best day ever, because you know what? It truly is the best day ever. Every day you're alive, it is the best day ever. Doesn't mean that things always go our way. And that's what, we as humans, we try to maximize our highs and minimize our lows. We try to push away the things that we don't want. But as long as we're pushing something away, we're still giving it energy. As long as we're resisting something, it's still got us. So do those mantras, another thing I do with people that I coach is get them to put them on sticky notes and post them in places that you're going to see them. Let's say that you're wanting to be happier. Just maybe write, I'm so happy. I'm happier every day. Post them in places that you want to see, that you're going to see them. Maybe your mirror, your car, whatever it is. But mantras are powerful. So if you want a certain thing in the world, make it a present, a constant thing. Repeat it over and over in your head. Have it visible on Post-it notes or something. It's very powerful, the impact that it has. And that's going to help you raise your vibration. Another is thinking on good things. We're called to by all the spiritual books. Philippians 4:8 from the Bible is one of my favorite ones that talks about think on these things. Think on what is true, noble, good, kind, lovely. Think on such things. We have the choice, and it's only our choice to control what we think about. And, we get in patterns, we get trapped into fear, we get pulled out of the present moment. And the more that we think negative things or unhealthy things, unhappy things, the more that we're attracting those into our lives. Try to be more and more aware of what you think and how you talk to your self-talk and how you talk to others. What are you saying? What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying openly to others? Is it what you want in life? Are you talking and thinking about good things? It's very, very, very important. And only we can control what and know what we're thinking and have the power to change that. Another thing that's tough for people is to put yourself first more. As long as you put everyone else first, you're going to finish last. We all have so many responsibilities. I have 2 kids, work, so many other things, and it's easy to busy ourselves and take care of everyone else first. And, then we're pouring from a half empty pitcher. The more I've learned to make time for yourself every day, start your day that way. If you need to get up earlier, get up earlier. Do something for yourself for 10 minutes. Do something for yourself every day. Love yourself more, because it's going to make you better in all your other roles. Make time for yourself. And the more that you do things for yourself, even if it's a small thing here or there, it really helps raise your vibration. And the more that we raise our vibration, the better energy we're putting out and the more love and kindness that we're spreading. Being in nature, can't express it enough. I spend most of my time outside. Even though it's hot, it's hot, but I love being in nature, and it does remind me of that cooperation and how we're called to be. So try to be outside more and more that you can. Make time to get outside. It helps improve your mood. Go for a walk, go for a jog, go sit in the shade, read a book, do something outside, enjoy nature. It's a beautiful thing, and it does help you raise your vibrational level. Another is eat more living foods. I've learned this. There's so many processed foods, and during this lockdown and quarantine, a lot of people have not been taking very good care of themselves. That's let's just eat out. Let's bring home some whatever, pick up some easy. The more I'm learning the power of eating healthy living foods, fruits and vegetables and good things. What we put into our bodies, what we're going to get out. Drink lots of water. These are things water is very important. Our body is mostly water. And the more water we put into it, the more it can help raise our vibrational level. Another is focused breathing. We don't realize, but when we get stressed out, our breathing, it gets shallow. We don't realize it. I mean, that's why people sometimes can hyperventilate and have a hard time catching their breath. When you catch yourself doing that, make time to stop and do this daily. Focus on your breathing. Slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe out. The more you do that, it can calm you. It's going to help change your mindset, because when you're focused on your breathing, just like if you're focusing on gratitude, you can't be focusing on other things. If you're focused on your breathing, it's only going to help you. It's only going to help you raise your vibration and be more present. And that's what a lot of these exercises is about, because life only happens now. Another is meditation. Meditation is different, I think, for everyone. I think, everybody has a view of what it is, and they see people sitting Indian style and cross-legged, and the meditation is just being who you are in that moment. It's not even about not thinking. Close your eyes, breathe, and just observe your thoughts. That's the most important thing we can do, is learn to be an observer of our thoughts. We think that we are our thoughts and we get attached to them, but truly we're not our thoughts. And the more that you take time to be still and to be quiet and observe your thoughts and meditate and go within, the more that you're going to be happier, the more you're going to raise your level of vibration. As I said, the three most important things that we're here to do is to love everyone, to serve others, and to tell the truth. And I think that's what I want to kind of wrap up with today. I'm so excited to be a part of this, and I hope that this speech can help some people in any certain way. That's my goal here, is to spread more love and kindness. And that's what this is about. We're in challenging times. There's so much fear. There's so much unknown. There's so much separateness. But the true biggest solution to what we're all facing is, what can fix our world the most is love. And it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with us individually. Remember this scale. Try to focus on what you're thinking and how you're feeling. If you catch yourself on some of these lower ones, make a shift. Change your thoughts. Do some of these things that I've mentioned to raise your level of vibration. The way that this world is going to make it through this, the way we're all going to make it through this, is love. It's not going to be someone outside of us. It's not going to be some leader. It's not going to be a vaccine. It's not. What the world needs the most is love. Love and kindness. Go out there today. Spread more and more love. Love everyone. You don't have to like everyone, but we can still send love to people. And that's what we're called to do. Thanks, everybody. I'm so honored and happy to be a part of this. I'm excited. This is my first, I just joined, so this will be my first conference as well. I look forward to meeting more of you, interacting with you guys, learning from you all. But I'm truly grateful and very honored to have had this opportunity. Let's kick off this week right. Let's spread more love and kindness. That's what our world desperately needs. Thanks, everybody. And have a happy now, because you can't be happy yesterday and you can't be happy tomorrow. Thanks.